Hi, so my live stream yesterday got interrupted, so now I'm just continuing to tell you guys about my career and my madness. Soon after I got my undergraduate degree in biology, I became a high school teacher at a public magnet school in Brooklyn, New York. And the school was the Acorn School for Social Justice. It emphasized social justice, not academic achievement. So the kids didn't do that well. Half of them failed. Um, and after um, working for a full academic year in that job, I quit and I went on to grad school, figuring I would have more success as a professor. So I got into a PhD program of ecology and evolution at Rutgers. And I spent 3 years in that program, got through all my coursework. And my last year at the program, I was a teaching assistant for biology, which meant I led two lab sections each semester. And the fall semester, I was also a part time lecturer in biometrics because I took over the course that my mentor normally teaches. And then I got the spring semester, I got a gig as an adjunct professor of animal behavior um, at Arcadia University in Pennsylvania near Philadelphia. And that taught me to look at behavior in many different ways. Animal behavior teaches that there are many different explanations for behavior, and you have to consider all of them. And my last academic year in grad school, I got married and separated. I started divorce procedures 9 months after my marriage, and I had been working with a psychiatrist in grad school to get off my psych meds because of bad side effects. And well, I first started considering getting off my psych meds because when I moved to Rutgers, I went to the um, student health to get prescriptions for my psych meds, and the general practitioner I spoke to said the psych meds were too dangerous for him to prescribe regularly, and he would only give me 1 month's supply, and that I had to see a psychiatrist. So that's made me start wondering about the safety of taking the psych meds. And I found a psychiatrist who believed in getting people off psych meds. He was recommended by a friend. And so I tried getting off the psych meds. Um, but when my separation from my ex wife started, I had some trouble sleeping. And the psych meds normally made me drowsy. They helped me sleep. I was on Zyprexa. And so I went to my general practitioner at my hometown who had been prescribing me my psych meds when I before I went to Rutgers, and explained the situation, asked him to prescribe my psych meds, and he told me to go to Teaneck's Holy Name Hospital. And I didn't want to go, but my mom brought me there, and I ended up being hospitalized for a week. And that hospitalization kind of scared me and made me think that it wasn't feasible for me to finish my PhD program and become a professor. So I settled for a master's and dropped out of my program. I moved back to my hometown, lived with my mom, um, and became a writer, which was less stressful and provided more flexibility as a writer. If I got hospitalized, I would just take a hiatus from my writing and I could pick it up again when I came back. Whereas if I was a professor or a teacher, a hospitalization would cause a lot of problems for the students. So with the threat of hospitalizations, teaching really wasn't feasible as a career. I could never support myself as a writer. Most writers can't because writing doesn't pay well for most writers. I got on disability and that helped some, and my parents helped me some financially. And because of all the gaps in my resume from the hospitalizations, no one will hire me again. So I'm stuck on disability. The truth is, I could do full time work, but no one will hire me, and I keep having the threat of hospitalization. And also, I'm on court ordered um, involuntary outpatient commitment, which means I have to go through a certain psychiatric care program I don't get to choose. And that program visits me twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays. So because I have to be home for the visits on those days, I can't work on those days. So that really is a barrier to finding employment. So now I just try to occupy my time as productively as I can as an unemployed person. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I visit my elderly cousin to help her out. I was also visiting my mom on Tuesdays and Thursdays until she passed away in September. And, Fridays I take care of um, doctor's appointments for general health and things like that. And then on the weekend, I hang out with my friends. So that's my life. In my lackluster career, it is what it is.